Lisa, where you were listening to me live, simulcasting on both Twitch, YouTube, Want to Listen, 12radio.com, and Facebook Live, it looks like, going on here. I hope you guys can see me. I'm looking to see if anybody is hearing me live, hopefully. So, hello, good morning. It is the 1st of March, 2022. Hoping you guys can hear me. I am trying to do my broadcast live by myself for the first time. So it looks like Renee says hello. So this is good. This means that I'm starting to be online and people can see me, which is great. Um, Welcome to Sounds Like Lisa, where we're going to be looking at the Lisa scopes today to see what is coming up ahead of us as we get into this first new month here in March. I have already done a few things in preparation of this today, only because of the fact that I wasn't sure how I would be hearing for me on the live and doing my own producing. We're doing a whole new show, and it's going to be something that I can produce by myself without Scott's help. Although today he is listening from the wings, letting me know if I'm doing this right or not, because I'm not sure how this is going to work out for everybody who is watching the show necessarily. So good. It says from Renee, she can hear me on the live, which is good. Shelly says happy March. Quelly says hi, Lisa. Lisa. Tara says hello. Vicky Myers says hello from Facebook page. So I am being broadcasted all over the place. It's really weird when you have new technology, like trying to figure out how all of this is supposed to work, especially since this is not my strong suit necessarily. But it's going to give us, the people at One Two Radio, the opportunity to do more with radio, which is very exciting. And having control of our own shows is a whole new step, a new dynamic. But I think I'm up for the task, and I'm actually looking forward to it. And I look forward to seeing what you guys think as I'm going to be playing. And give me 100 tries on this one, because they say after 100 tries you'll probably get a hold of like the whole system. But okay, maybe 10. We'll do 10 tries, but each week should get a little bit better as we get through learning the nuances of everything. And this is just exciting in general. Because new technology means more opportunities to speak and reach with more people. So that is the goal here, is to try to reach as many people as possible. So if you do like me, I never say this, but if you're in one of the places that like has the like button, or you can share or whatever, just put like there so people can know that they so it can make the algorithm go a little bit better, uh, as far as I can see. So now what am I doing? Right now I am just getting ready to do our Lisa scopes. I have them already written down just because I wanted to know, like I said earlier, one less thing to have to like think about while we're going through the cards. So let's talk about what we've got going on. Today is a new moon. Anytime there's a new moon, what you can do is you can set your intentions in the wind, write your intentions for the new cycle coming in for this new moon, and put down on a piece of paper what you'd like to have, your intentions, what you'd like to achieve, and then burn it into the universe and let it go into the ethers. It's a nice little ritualistic ceremony. Don't set your house on fire. Hopefully, you could do this outside or in a fireplace, or someplace near a sink. I don't want to be responsible for like having people light up their fires and getting in trouble or anything like that. But it's a really good way to set your intention for this new interesting Pisces month that we have ahead. And Pisces is really exciting. I just want to say that we started getting into this as the 22nd was going on, and it will be here all month. Like as we go, well, until the 22nd, basically, of March. But as we go into this new cycle, it's really awesome because it's all about fresh beginnings, new creative ideas, new energy flowing in. So it was really interesting because when I did do the Lisa scopes earlier, I found out that there's a really cool pattern going on right now. There really wasn't much. There wasn't much pentacles going on at all as I looked in the line. So it's not about manifesting, but there were a lot of swords and wands, and we're talking ideas and actions that were going on for everybody this week. So, and there were a lot of major arcana cards going on this week as well. Now, when you do a Lisa scope, you use your sun sign, which is the sign that you were born under. So I was born in October, so my sun sign is Libra. And how I like to tell people, because I've never really gone through this before, but I mean, this can help anybody who's like new to Lisa scopes, how to kind of listen to the Lisa scopes and like gain a little bit better understanding. So normally we look at the sun sign. That's the sign that you were like born under, and it's like your outward personality. Then if you want to take this a little bit deeper, like a deeper meaning, then you can look at your moon sign, which is your internal aspects of yourself. Now, if you haven't ever had an astrology chart done before, there's a few really good people who can do it for you for free online. Let's see, good, not people, but good sites. I think it's like astro.com or astrodince.com are two of them that I know of off the top of my head. I'm just looking at this. And so if you can get your birth chart, with your time of birth, where you were born, and like the date you were born, you can get your astrological chart, and you can take a look to see what your like sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. Those are the three signs that you want to know about yourself in order to go more in depth with the reading that I do. You can always just look at your sun sign and can see what the sun sign's going on and like get a good feeling. But for me, I have Libra as my sun sign, Libra as my moon, and Leo as my rising sign. So when I do these weekly things that I do, I have the opportunity to take a look at this and go, okay, let's take a look at how things are going to affect me internally, like what the moon card will be, or like what I'm going to appear like on my outward sign. That would be the appearances of giving off the Leo. I can look at the Leo and understand like what's going on with my rising sign. So as you listen to this, not just listen to your sun sign if you have the ability to know what they all are. Listen to your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. And I bet you'll get a more in depth reading or like more of an understanding about what is really this week is coming up for you about and like what to focus on. Okay. So that's some of the things I wanted to get that done. Let's see. I'm having a really tough empath week with Ukraine. Any positive message is appreciated. That's coming from Mary. Yeah, it's really interesting. I never went into uh, Pluto last week because last week we had Pluto, I think it was going in retrograde or Pluto crossing our paths. It's the first time in like since basically, I think like oh gosh, since the revolution, I think is what they were saying, the American Revolution. So it's 146 years or something like that. I have to take a look at my history on this, but Pluto made the Ukraine kind of happen. Believe it or not, if you follow astrology, I'm just breaking it down in a nutshell. So, this was like this ominous sort of coming to terms with the Ukraine and how this is happening right now. A lot of empaths are having a really hard time, like watching us do, well, not us, we're out watching Russian do what it's doing right now, and um, what our next steps forward as the United States is going to be very interesting to see. I will say that. I know that there are some astrologers who've gotten really into depth with some of the other programs that I'm going to uh, send you to because I'm not the authority on that. In fact, later on, probably after the show, if you look, I will send a link of this really good astrologer who talks about it for like an hour. She's really good and she can say it a lot better than I can. But I listened to it and I understand what she was saying about how Pluto is affecting us. So if you're curious about a more in depth understanding about how Pluto affects us as a nation and what we're going to be doing, look at the link on the end of the show. I will try to put it on the Facebook link, or I'll put it on, if I can, I'll put it on this restream link down here to let everybody know what I'm talking about because it's pretty powerful and it's really an intense understanding of what's going on right now in the world. Okay. I digress. I have been talking, 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 and just trying to explain some things about the Lisa scopes, but I should just kind of get into them right now because I think it's really important that you guys hear what's going on. Now, unfortunately, I shuffled the cards and I'm looking at them right now. And I did that just like out of habit, subconsciously. And I put all the cards away that I've assigned for the signs this week. Go figure. So you're gonna have to bear with me, and I'm just gonna tell you what they are and tell you about them. And maybe if I find some of them, I can show you guys. But I think I'm kind of SOL at the moment to try to do both of these things while I'm on the show. So without further ado, let's just pretend that this really is a podcast because it is, right? And you can't see the cards. And I'm just going to tell you about what I pulled. So, Capricorn. This week with Capricorn, I pulled the Four of Wands. Now, one of the things that I noticed about the, the, wait a second. One of the things I noticed about all of this is that the Capricorn's Four of Wands is talking about balance, trying to find balance in your work life and yourself right now. This week, you're going into trying to balance a situation. Actually, hold on one second. I think you're trying to balance a situation that was pretty much out of your control. Let me just see something here, guys, because I think, if I'm right, I think, I could have sworn. Nope. We're going to go back. I was right. I was right. I'll tell you what I just did. So I'm talking about balance, and I was talking about this last week, Capricorn. I was just looking at last week's list. I had last week's list up. I was like, wait, this doesn't look like the right list. Uh, and that's because I put it on last week's to compare with this week. So last week we were focusing on balance, and this week you're focusing on the Ace of Cups. Okay. So the Ace of Cups is a really interesting so Capricorn's sign for this week, here we go. We're getting into it, is the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is talking about new beginnings, new emotional beginnings for you. Last week, the Four of Wands, you had the Four of Wands last week, and you put that in with this week. Basically, all your rearranging, all your organization that you did is allowing you for a fresh start. And this is very in line with the universal energy that's going on that I was talking about before for Capricorns. So, what you're going to find, Capricorns, is this week coming out of getting organized, you have these new emotional beginnings. You're going to feel very fresh and clean. There's a lot of emotional feelings that you're feeling this week, really propelling you to do what you really want to dream of doing, to do what you feel like going forward with these ideas and these emotions. So you're going into this new week, Capricorn, with kind of your heart on your sleeve, fresh emotions, and a lot of hope. So let's see where you go with that. Now, what I wanted to say about the patterns of this week for everybody who's listening in, they are some weeks are more important than others. What I would call more important. Uh, it's as if like there's like more in the air. This is one of those weeks. Most of the cards that I have picked have been major arcana, which tells me that there's a lot of stuff going on with a lot of signs. Capricorn did not have a major arcana card, but they have a new beginning. So it is important for them in some ways because it's fresh starts. Going to Aquarius, we have the World card. So Aquarius is ending things. Okay, they're bringing like the end of a situation. You guys are a little bit behind, basically, Aquarius, and you're usually ahead of ahead of the game. But I think that's because last week you had the Two Swords and you took a break last week, and you're coming back in, so you're catching up with us. But you're taking a look after you had your break off last week to come into the world and say, okay, what do I need to stop? What do I need to end? And so I can bring in new habits and stuff. So it's a really good week for you to be looking at those endings, Aquarius, and understanding that this is okay, that this is a good week to end things and to begin new things. See, there's a theme going on. Pisces has the Chariot card reversed. This means, and we look at where you were last week with the wands, the Eight of Wands that you had last week and going into this week. This week, it just basically means that you were trying to communicate and get things started. Last week, you had your wheels turning, but just like the chariot is in a mud hole, basically, you're sputtering around and trying to get yourself organized to get moving forward, but you're finding this week, Pisces, that you're not going in the direction that you want to. You're not going as fast as you want to, and you're not having the beginnings that you want this week. But you're trying hard. Hang tight, Pisces, as you're in that chariot, because you will get help from somebody else helping you to get out of your mess. Just imagine somebody helping you take that chariot out of the mud hole and you'll get going. But this week is going to feel very frustrating because you have all these ideas and you're not free to do what you want just yet. But don't worry, you have the rest of the Pisces energy to do this. So you're in a good spot. Just allow other people to help you this week as you get out of your mud hole. Okay. Okay, Aries has the Hierophant card. Okay, can I say that? The Hi the Hierophant card. I'm just gonna call it that way. Some people call it the Hierophant card. I call it the Hierophant card, and I can hardly call it, obviously, from where I just stumbled along. So, okay, the Hierophant card is another major arcana card, which makes it very difficult for the Aries this week, as you went from the Three of Swords, where you weren't clear with what you wanted to do last week. Now you have this Hierophant card. Or Hierophant card, however you want to say this. So you're looking for advice, Aries. You're looking to have other people help you along the way to get to where you want to be. Now, this may mean the form of counseling or having somebody help you out of a situation. This is a good time to lean on others. You're so independent normally, Aries, but this is a good time, kind of like the Pisces, in the sense that they need somebody to help them out of their mud hole. You need somebody to help you, like, find the direction that you want to be going in. Aries. I mean, you've been spinning your wheels all year, not sure where you wanted to end up or where you wanted to land. It's been very unclear for a lot of Aries. But this Hierophant card is saying, look outside of your situation, have somebody help you find a better situation for yourself, and you will get what you're desiring. Okay. So this is where you are this week, Aries. You also are. A major arcana card, just like the Pisces, this just means that this is a kind of a come to Jesus week, in a sense of trying to figure out what you want to do with yourself. So, you know, hang tight, Aries. You've been kind of doing these circles for a little while, not sure where you want to land. But clarity is going to be coming to you as we get into the summer. I guarantee that you're just getting out of like being very unsure of everything. And when you don't know what to do, you don't do anything at all. Right? That's usually what is the best move until you have an idea which feels right to you. Okay, going over to Taurus. Taurus is the devil card. So see, we have three major arcana in a row right now. And when we have three or more, we know that like it's affecting at least one fourth of the signs. And so if you're looking at people around you, somebody around you is going to be affected, especially since if you're looking at the three signs, it's going to be affected in some area, right? Okay. So the Taurus card is focusing on money and on figuring out where to like handle all the expenses that are coming your way right now. Taurus, you have the devil card, which means that you're going to be creative about it. You're going to find creative ways to make money or figure out a way to get out of your circumstances, but it's probably a creative way to figure out how to deal with money or a situation around money this week. Because we are in Pisces, I say hit that creativity button of yours, Taurus. And Taurus are notoriously known as being extremely creative and think outside of the box when they want to. They don't like to act outside of the box, but they can think outside of the box and come up with very unusual ideas to get themselves out of situations. So this week, Taurus, I can't wait to see what you do with your world as you have that devil card and you're trying to figure out how to clean up your situation around you. Gemini has the Queen of Cups reversed. Okay, so last week you had the Prince of Cups. Now you're going to the Queen of Cups reversed. It almost feels like you're going up a half step here, not a full step in your ascension, Gemini. This could tell me that you're not very happy about the way a situation is around you or the way somebody is treating you. You may find that you are more emotional, like your feelings are hurt. This could be that a female may have said something cutting about you that you find out. I say female because the queen seen, but it doesn't always have to be a female. But you may find that you're feeling very vulnerable emotionally this week and are wishing that people would be nicer to you. Okay. Um, it is an emotional week. Focus yourself on something creative so that you can block out this energy so that you won't feel so hurt by what other people say. You can't control what other people say or do. You know that. But I can see that your feelings could get hurt by somebody who's being careless towards you and uh, doesn't want to like consider your feelings. So know that if you have hurt feelings over what somebody is doing to you this week, Gemini, it was already meant to be talked about because it's here in my cards. And dust yourself off and recognize that like not everybody's in the same spot as you are in life, and some people are just mean when they're not happy. So, and that's what I think you're going to be a victim of. Okay. So going over to Cancer, Cancer is the 4 of Cups reversed. Now, this is going to be telling me that like there could be some upheaval emotionally for the Cancer this week. It could be around surrounding people who are emotionally unstable around you and you having to deal with their emotions. I'm curious to see how this is going to happen for my Cancers, but your tendency is going to be to want to hide because you don't want to be on the onslaught of somebody's energy puking. And I feel that this is what you're going to be walking into. Like last week, you had the Strength card reversed, and now you've got the 4 of Cups reversed. So it's been a kind of a rough couple weeks for you, Cancer, but you're going to get out of this. And I can honestly say that a lot of the things that are going on around you are literally going on around you. And you just have to like learn to be quiet and keep walking in the storm and not let other people's now, this is so hard to tell a Cancer this, and I know this, but not let other people's emotions affect you. And so you may feel like you want to withdraw or not be around people a little bit this week because of the energy that's going on. Like what Mary, who is a Scorpio, said that she's an empath and she's having a hard time with the Ukraine and how that makes her feel. This is something that I can say in all honesty could be happening to you too, Cancer, where you're feeling other people's energy and you don't want to take it on. So you may have that feeling of hiding. But go ahead and hide if you want because yeah, um you could come out in a week or so. I can understand why you would want to hide, but I'm just letting you know that it's written in the stars that you would feel a little overwhelmed this week, okay? Leo has the High Priestess. See, now that's now 4 cards. One, two, three, four. That's 4 cards. So now we know that a third of the population is being affected by a major arcana week. So we know that this is a week where people are going to be more emotional than others. And it's a week that's volatile, quite frankly, because there's a lot of emotions going on. There's a lot of cups cards here. I don't have really any swords this week, whereas last week I had a lot of swords and wands. This week I have all major arcana, 1 wands and 1 cup. So what I'm looking at here is this is not a week of action. This is a week of creativity, a week of planning, a week of retreating if needed, a week of learning to trust yourself maybe because there's a lot of things that are upsetting the apple cart that are going on in this week, and that's why I was saying this week is an interesting week. It's got a lot of stressors going on around it for all signs. So the High Priestess card for Leo upside down. You're going to be upset with yourself, Leo, for not trusting your intuition or finding that you can't trust your intuition. You feel one way but you're not sure if it's the correct way and you're trying to figure this out. I can understand this. I'm looking at the Leo card. You may be mad that you didn't trust your intuition this week and get burned. It's one of these things to where you're not trusting yourself very much this week, Leo, and you got to ask yourself why. When you are in doubt, then retreat and give yourself some time and space and maybe make no decision, but it's telling me you can't trust your surroundings this week, and it's telling me that you can't trust what you're feeling about people this week. So you may be feeling something that's off and you're not sure if you're right or not, but make no decision until maybe a week from now on people or situations, because I don't think you're trusting your gut very well. And you shouldn't really try to make a decision when you don't trust your gut very well. So hold off. Virgo has the Sun card. That's an excellent card for Virgo for this week. Virgo, the Sun card is talking about um, unions, and it's the one card in the deck that I would say is the yes card. So it's yeses all this week for you, Virgo. Things should be going your way swimmingly well, both in relationships and with other people and connections, and with just having to get people together and having gatherings and whatnot. It's a very broad card in some ways, but the Sun card is always a positive card. So when you get the Sun card, this is a lucky week for you. You will be connecting with people. You will be feeling good about it, and it's actually. You probably have the best week of all of us this week, which is the Virgo card. Libra has the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is talking about communication here and trying to bridge people together. Now, what I noticed about this week, because I have everything already pulled, and this is one of the cool things about this, is all we have are fours, aces, and eights for this whole week. And that's not much, but they're all the derivative of four, which is balance and giving things a space to grow. And this is what I actually feel is the common theme for all signs this week, is that we're going into a very creative time. It's the time of beginnings. It's the time of trying to find balance, of giving a place to grow. This is not so much about action so much as it is about emotions and feelings, and like really trying to like push. This is like that rich soil that your plant needs in order to grow. You're giving a foundation for something to grow this week, and this is what I want you to remember about March. This is, especially this week, this is a good week to take seeds of ideas and like start thinking about them and start giving life into them, and watch as they grow in front of you. This is a very fertile time for people. And so the Eight of Wands for Libra is talking all about communications and getting those connections. You may be searching for a job. You may be looking for something, and this is the time to be networking and talking to people and having connections. Maybe people that you haven't talked to in a while. This is a great time to hear from people or to reach out to people who you haven't talked to, and this could help you financially, and it means to like help you bridge with your ideas as well. So again, you may be having an idea that you want to like create, but you may be needing other people. So for Libra, this is a time for you to connect. Okay. It's all about connections and really giving that a space to like brainstorm with other people. Okay. All right. And it's a thinking time more than a feeling time for Libra, which is pretty cool. Scorpio has Death card, the Death card. That's not a bad thing. It sounds awful, but that's the end of the old and the beginning of new connections for you. You are transcending into a new situation. This could be a move. This could be a change in jobs. This is new beginnings, letting go of the old. And it's a major thing to let go of the old and start anew. And for Mary, I know you're a Scorpio. You may be feeling this all around you, about you're feeling that old energy being so oppressive and that new energy coming in. So uh, we definitely are looking forward to seeing this change for you, Scorpio, because it's a big decision. I think a few of my Scorpios that I know are moving or changing up situations. Is a great time for you this week to be doing that and focusing on that. Okay. It's last week you had the Princess of Wands where you had to lose your fear and move forward. And this is that actual push forward and making those changes this week. So good luck with you, Scorpio. Sagittarius is the Prince of Cups. The Prince of Cups is coming after the Hangman last week. So the Hangman was like not so great for you last week, Sagittarius. You may have felt very stuck, like you couldn't do much of anything. But this week, the Prince of Cups is coming in. That's going to give you the energy and the emotional wherewithal to move forward. That Prince of Cups wants you to emotionally get into the mood of like taking on a new role. This new role may be something like a new position, a new job, but it's allowing you to move forward after being stuck and feeling very down. So last week, Sagittarius didn't feel so great. They felt like they were sacrificing everything and not getting anywhere. And this week, they're feeling a new sort of energy coming in and feeling the strength to move forward. And this is what I've wanted to see for Sagittarius for a while now. But I do think that this is going to be very exciting. I do think good things are going to happen this week too. Maybe something that you've been like focusing on. Let's focusing and working together. Focusing on and working towards is actually going to manifest this week, and this is your opportunity to jump on this cycle and get going with it. So you can see, as I talked about all 12 signs today, where we're going with this week. This is a powerful week. We have one, two, three, four, five major six, wait, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven major arcana cards this week. That is telling me that the majority of us have some big things going on this week. This is not a week where we just sit by and just watch the world pass us by. Things are moving. You can feel the energy in the air. You can see the changes in the world, and it can be exciting for you. But just remember to follow your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign, and you'll have an idea of how this week will be treating you. Okay, so now that I've gotten through the Lisa scopes, Quelly wanted to know what Virgo was. Virgo was the sun card. That means unions and uh, all sorts of goodness for you this week, Quelly. Hopefully, this was good. What was Virgo? Let's see. So let's take a look at what everybody's saying. Let me get you. Yes, it's the first day of March. Oh no, somebody else lost sound. Denise, I hope you can hear me now. I hope I hope that this is better for you now that you can hear me. Let's see. Lisa, the first day of March. You're right, Denise. I'm excited. First days of March is, spring is not too far away, the 21st of March, I believe. So I'm excited to hear about that coming up because we've had a really weird winter, but I'm kind of looking forward to spring already. All right, let's take a look at what people have said on my thing today. Hello, Tara. Hello, Vicky. Hello, Renee. Hello, Shelly. Hello, Terry. Hello, Jean. Jean, you have. Hi, darling. You're looking good. Could I have a reading? I'm wondering, I think that's what the rellies on the other side are thinking about the resolution of my court case. Ha 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 ha. Okay, let's take a look. Huh. The resolution of your court case. Well, I'm glad it's resolved. Let's take a look at what happened. I have a feeling you won, or it was in your favor, but you have to tell me. Uh, this is the victory card that I got for you. Okay, so there's the victory. I feel like there's a breakthrough or a victory going on. Let me see what they think. They're I'm getting that they're happy with the money that they're getting. I don't understand. Did they get something here? The 10 of cups is telling me that they're kind of happy with the way things went. They're not as happy about you, but they're happy with the way things went. Maybe it was more than they hoped they were going to get. But I keep thinking that you won, so I don't understand that. Can you please explain to me what that means? Because I'm curious. Um, they can see that they may be able to see that you had the victory from what I'm seeing, but they're not going to be able to change the way the outcome is from what I'm seeing. So, yeah, definitely fill us in, Jane. I'm very curious. Let's see. Hi, Pam. Hello. Mary, hello Tara. What was Virgo? Yeah, so that's basically what has been going on this past week. Anybody want a reading or anything that you want me to take a look at just now? Let's see, I've got some people giving me questions in the format over here. Uh-oh. Oh, hang tight. Hello? Yeah, I'm on my show right now. Is there something I can do for you? Bye. That was my daughter. I will answer for her and for only for her or whoever I really need. But she forgot that I was on my show. So she's sorry. She is upstairs. That's what's so funny is she didn't really have to call. She could have just walked down the stairs. But those are children. Why walk down the stairs when you can phone call somebody? Love them. Okay. Anything exciting coming my way for 1169 is Vicky Meyer has. Let's take a look, Vicky. Okay. So for you, Vicky, I'm going to pull three cards just to see what's going on around you, and we will see how to deal with it. Okay. Well, my phone is going crazy. Let's turn off the sound. There we go. Okay, so Vicky, here we go for you. You're focusing on your health and a situation around you which is not healthy. You have the indolence card. So you're focusing on getting yourself balanced and in health is what I'm seeing here with your four of cups here, right? Or your four of discs here. Sorry, not cups. You're focusing on getting yourself balanced, but your situation around you is toxic. And I'm looking at this going, is this I think this is around work around you. Something is not good. This is something is not good about the situation. But then it shows me that you're growing yourself. You have the pregnancy card here, which means that you're in a position here where you're growing in your own way. And I have a feeling you're about to leave a situation and give birth to another situation. Are you looking for another job, or are you like getting some schooling to do something different? Because I think you're changing from what you were once doing to going into something that you are about to do. I'm wondering if you're going into the medical field or something like that. I'm just kind of curious. Work has been stressful. Yeah, Vicky, I actually feel like you may be like leaving one and going to something else. So, it's okay because it's not the time yet, but it will be coming up, and I think you will be getting this in due time. You may be leaving, oh gosh, it feels like October. It's gonna take you a little while, but it will be this year. Okay? And it's good. It's actually very good for you. I wouldn't tell you to change unless I thought it was a positive for you, and I can tell from this it is a very good thing that's going to happen for you. That stress at work is not anything that you've created, but it's something that you're around, and I don't think it's that healthy for you. I know you've been there for a little while, but change is good, and keep looking because you're going to find something, and it will be a good it'll be a major change that you won't be changing um, for a while after that, is what I'm feeling. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at this. I have a meeting with my lawyers about a family situation. Hope it will be helpful. Pam, this I think is maybe, let's take a look. I'm wondering if this was postponed once before, because it looks like there's a postponement first, and then it's going to be something that everybody agrees to. And I wonder if is this regarding your brother, or you have it's a nostalgia wishing things were a different way. So I'm looking at this going, this meeting is going to be good, but I think somebody's going to wish it would have been like it used to be before, is what I keep getting. But I do think it will be helpful because of the Prince of Discs. It's like you're almost architect, like you're designing a what if situation on how to structure yourself around a situation that could possibly happen. And it's a shame it has to come to this, but I think it's necessary, and it will be helpful in all ways. I hope this makes sense to you. Let's see. Jean says, I did have to fork over money, but a tiny amount, and brother admitted they got more than they deserved from me. That makes a lot of sense, Jean. This is concerning what I just did a few minutes ago when I asked the victory card and whatnot, because it looks like they're happy with what they got, which makes sense. And you did win, which is what I saw. And here's the thing, because you won, like, it is done. They're not going to try to appeal that or nothing. It can't, I don't feel they're going to do anything about that. So, Jean, that's okay. It worked out good, and they're happy with what they were hoping to see what happen. So now I understand what that meant with the three card spread, and I think you do too. So everybody's happy in this, in a way, and it's not going to be changed. It's not going to be amended in any way either. Laura Dirk says, planning a trip to Ireland mid-March. Will it go okay? Let's take a look. Yes, Laura, it will. You have the Six of Cups. I think you're going to enjoy it. And you have the Four of of Swords, which is saying that you're taking a vacation. And let's see, the third card is the Hangman reverse, which means that you're finally going to not be stuck here in the States, and this is going to be feeling really good for you. So it will go just fine. Let's see. Is it time for a puppy? Tara Elizabeth says, 1229. Oh, that's always exciting. But you're right. There is always a time for a puppy and a time not for a puppy. So let's take a look to see what the cards have to say about that. Me with my animals, they all are unique and I have a loving relationship with them. But I also know that sometimes it's not time for animals. And you have the Tower card. It will change your life getting a puppy, and I think you can do it, but it's going to change your life a lot. Um, Let me see. I would say you're almost ready for a puppy, but not yet. I would say midsummer you'd be ready for a puppy, Tara. I think that it would be a big upset to your world, but in a good way, but you're not ready for it just yet. The puppy probably will be midsummer, though, is what I'm thinking. For that. So like that is what I think about for you. Let's see. Vicky's been looking for her job. Awesome, thank you. Yes, it's about your brother. So this is probably I think you understand, Pam, what I meant about your brother. This might be like putting sanctions into place or something about that, wishing it didn't have to be that way. But it is what it is. And I wish you the best of luck with that. Uh, yes, let's see. You're awesome. Just wanted you to know. Oh, thank you, Mary. That's very sweet. I have a job interview Thursday morning. Quelly. All right. The one that we'll have health ins with. How you feeling about it? Let's take a look. I'm feeling good about it, but let me see what the cards are saying. Quelly, Quelly, Quelly. Oh, you have the justice card. Yeah. This actually, I think you deserve this. You're going to get this job, Quelly. So good luck with that. I feel very good about it. You got a strong card for that. So go in there and know that this is like do you because I think that's like a really good thing. Let's see. Laura says thanks. Tara says thanks. Hey, Lady Pool on me, job. Hey, so I know, Wendy, what your birthday is and you're a Libra, and this week is talking about the Queen of Wands, talking about like not the Queen of Wands, that was last week again. This week is the Eight of Wands, communication. That's what I was trying to say. You should be networking for a job this week. And I think that that's exactly what you're doing and putting out those connections there. I do think you will be going to get a job or connections that are good. You have the Two of Cups. It's actually going to be a good week, Wendy, for you for everything that you're doing. So I hope this makes sense. The job situation, I think, is going to be good for you. You'll have options, which is actually really awesome to see about. What else do I want to say? Let's see. By the way, I had to cancel Europe in April instead of planning a trip cross country with hubby. I'm such a backseat driver, and it's the one thing we fight about big time. I'm a little freaked out about it. Any thoughts? Will we survive this together? Wait a second. I gotta put that in terms that make sense, Mary. So Mary is saying that she had to cancel her European trip. Instead, she's planning a trip cross country with the hubby. So she's driving. Okay. She's such a backseat driver. It's the one thing that she fights about big time. And they have a good relationship, she and her husband. So she's a little freaked out about it. Any thoughts? Will we survive this together? And she's laughing, but she's wondering, you're already dreading the trip. It's like, okay, but I know you're just having a little trepidation because it's a lot of driving. Let's take a look, Mary. You're my Scorpio girl here. One of my Scorpios. Yeah, look at this. You have the seven of swords, which is saying that you're thinking, "Oh my gosh, this is too much for me to handle. I don't know if I can handle this." And then you have the tower card, worried about like the relationship going south here. And then you have the happiness card, which I actually think it's telling me that you're going to enjoy the trip even though you're dreading it. But you can always zone out and talk to us whenever you need to. Try to find us on one of your many stations and many ways of trying to find us, but I don't think it's going to be a bad thing for you, Mary. Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people canceled trips and then are planning trips, and trips are opening up for people now. So there's going to be a lot of travel over the next few months for people now that like some of the sanctions are being lifted a little bit. Now I know that there's a war going on technically, I don't know what we want to call it just yet, and it's going to be feeling a little unsafe to travel about. But I think for right now, everybody's okay. And as long as you're not going to the Ukraine, I think you're fine. Uh, I just feel that the uncertainty in the air is making a lot of people doubt what they're doing. But I don't see any big sanctions or any changes. Like, I don't feel that just yet. I am curious to see what August will bring for us. I think August is going to be a very interesting month, and I predict that now, so you guys can look at it in August. I think there will be some big changes in August about Europe and whatnot, and it's not until then. So I don't know what I'm picking up, but there's something big that's going to go on. Um, that may affect travel at that point in time. And I don't think it's COVID related. And I'm not even sure if it's Ukraine related, but there's something big going on in August. So we'll have to take a look at that when the time is right. Let's see. Anybody else want anything? Do I have anything here that anybody wants to ask about? Okay. I'm just looking down here. Oh, wait, there's more. Uh, 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 uh. Okay. Well, I think, I have gone on about what this week is going to bring for us. Remember to tonight, make sure to do your intentions, write them down, and then burn them for the new moon. And if you need to get in touch with me or find me, you can always find me at 12radio.com to listen to the Lisa Scopes, or you can find me on 12listen.com whenever you guys are feeling like getting a reading. I am there at www.12listen.com. And, if you want to see me, I'm here every week at this time at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Tuesdays. This show is called Sounds Like Lisa. And I thank you for being part of this show with me today. So hopefully you guys have a great day. And I am going to get off and I will talk to you guys next week. Have a great one, guys. Take care. Bye bye.